What's up, ATVN family? Thank you for joining today, checking out what we got in store for you in this video. So we'll be breaking down exactly what you should be doing and how you should be using CryptoBoi, right? So CryptoBoi is a AI predictor, and what it does is takes different data from different exchanges, takes that, compiles it, and gives you a hypothetical answer on what it thinks the market will do. It has pretty good conviction. I think it's a great tool. I'll be showing you exactly how to do it. Now, this is not financial advice, and it can lose on trades. It's not a perfect bot. There's no such thing as a perfect bot. But if you use this tool as a trader, it will help you discovering the trades that you would like to make, as far as with your daily plans, charting. That's what I use it for, and that's why I built it. I took a lot of time to chart. It took me like 3 to 4 hours to chart on average, preparing for the next day. Using CryptoBoi, that helps me, I don't know, maybe save around 2 to 3 hours, where I'm only using CryptoBoi and my TradingView charts, way lower rate. So we'll just be showing you exactly how we're doing that. First, we're going to be looking at CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap is that tool to help us identify which cryptos we want to trade for that day or the upcoming week. So here's CoinMarketCap. It's already recorded on our screen, so we're going to switch over to the screen right here. So let's do that. Now that we're looking, right, we can see what are we looking for, right? So we're going to look at this 24-hour. Let's see who's pumping in the last 24 hours. Core going crazy, right? We caught this play the other day, made some money on it. If you were in the Discord, I can show you plays we made on Core. But Core and FET are two that we've been looking at for the past few weeks, as well as obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? But Core, let's do a little more deep diving into this, right? We're going to now open up our TradingView charts. We can see this is the number one thing trading, as far as volume and percentages going up, right? So from standard, we got 189, right? 189 million with the volume in our in the last 24 hours, right? Now it's up, right? 28% in 24 hours and 117% in the past 7 days. So we're gonna figure out what way we want to play this, right? We know tomorrow, today's Sunday, tomorrow, Monday, typically we see an influx in the market. A lot of things start to rise. That ETF money is going into crypto, so that Bitcoin, Ethereum, that's where they're getting their money from on those Mondays. So let's see what our trading plan is going to be for tomorrow, and we'll go ahead and place that trade today to ride into tomorrow. So let's go ahead and check out TradingView, see what it has to say about Core, which is currently at $1.71, and just 3 days ago that dollar. So just telling you the growth that it had. And when you're trading futures, you can increase those profits. So we are going to look now. Let's pull this up. Now we got TradingView up, and here is Core, right? So it just gave a sell signal right here at 171. Right, as you can see, it was just at $1.04 on the 28th, and today is the 31st. So yeah, about 3 days ago, did print a sell signal, right? And I'm looking at it now. It loves to keep touching this point up here, right? This RSI level of 70, but we can see some weakness coming in, right? It is trying to make this level, right? This little table right here, trying to hold above that 60 level on the RSI. I have conviction that this will be going down today, but possibly rising up to tremendous levels on Monday. So we will see what happens. So let's go to CryptoBoi now. Symbol for Core is Core. All right, so all right, so now we got our answer. So here we go. So now that you heard that breakdown, here is the quick breakdown if you don't want to listen to, or read through all of that. Here's the quicker, most simplified breakdown, right? So we get an hour trading strategy, enter at 137, assuming a pullback to a recent low, exit point 174, entry point 149 for the 24 hour, right? And then exit 174, right? Now, coming week, entry at 108, exit point 180, right? So it is expecting for this thing to drop, right? Like, it is saying, wait for the pullback though. It's not telling you to necessarily play the short, but you can take your own imagination or, your own trade plan, right? And if you have conviction that we will see a pullback on this 117% move in the week, right? Where is it that you will want to put your exit points, right? This is what this tool is here to help you do, right? So I'm going to play the downside. Even though it says wait until it gets to this level to do the buy. It's more bullish than it is bearish, right? But we can take that on the reverse side when after it comes down, right? What comes up must come down. That's how I feel. Now, it can keep running, but we're gonna have a stop loss in case of that, and then we're just gonna wait until I feel like it's going to another peak, and then repeat and do the same thing. So now we're going to go to MEXC. This is BTC, the almighty crypto of cryptos right here. But we're gonna check out core. Again, up 28% today, right? Now, it did say that 180 level, and it looks like it's trying to push up, right? This is definitely upward movement, right? If we're going too short, we're gonna wait until it gets up in this area right here. And honestly, looks like it's gonna run past this level, right? The bot did give us that 180 level, so I mean, we could try that now. Let's just try that 180 level, right? We're gonna go do a low leverage, times 10. Confirm. 25%. Open long, and we're gonna set our stop loss to 180, or take profit to 180, and our stop loss at around 10%, so $18, right? So if this trade goes through, we will make $77, right? Or lose 18 roughly, maybe more. It just depends on how the order feels. So when you're trading with leverage, right? Let me go ahead and explain this part too. So trading with leverage is an extreme risk because you're trading something you don't necessarily have. So for example, here we are using $185, right, of our USDT, which is the currency we are using to trade this pair, USDT to core. Now, we also have these numbers right here, right? This right here is a 10x leverage, meaning I currently have $185, but I'm using $1,805 to make this trade. So, $1,853 to make this trade. So you can see that here, right? Now our average entry price is $1.72, 72.80. The current price is $1.73.23. So we are currently in profit. If I had a higher leverage or I was using more money, the profit would be a little bit higher. But that comes with an extreme risk, right? If you don't have the funds, so for example, we have 185 still, right? If this was to be negative, this would come out of your available margin. This is what you have that is available, and it's what will close out your trade, right? So for example, if you have your stop loss at $18, that $18 will be coming out of this, the available balance, right? Now, that means if you have a larger stop loss, if your stop loss is down at 50% or 40%, right, you have a high chance of liquidation. And what liquidation means is if your trade goes too far in the negative, you will lose everything in that account. So, for example, we wouldn't be able to necessarily lose the full $502, but we would be able to lose 185 if our stop loss, if we did not have a stop loss and it did not go through. Right now, looks like we made that target. So we just collected, that quick bump real. I didn't expect for it to close out while I was talking to you guys. So, woohoo! Loving it. Let's add some type of cut in for this, like in the video. We got to add something in. But all in all, it's all good. Now we can get ready for our downside movement. And we have a higher leverage on this, right? So it broke our level of the 180. So now it reached all the way up to 188, almost $1.90, right? So what are we going to do, right? We're going to wait until we see another bar print. And on this, we're looking at the 15-minute time frame. So on the 15-minute time frame, we are waiting for the next bar to print before we get in. It's going to tell us what way we want to determine how to enter into the trade. So for example, right, this bar had a lot of buy pressure in the beginning, and then we start to see when it hit the top of around $1.88, it started to fall off. That does not necessarily mean that we'll see that pull back all the way down to the levels that we want to go to, but it does mean that there's high seller activity in this area. So we have to figure out within the next 15 minutes or 30, it could be 2 bars to let you know how this move can play out. But in the next bar, what I'll be looking for is for the bar to almost return to this level and then drop off, right? So we want the buyers to come back and see how strong the buy is. If the buy doesn't reach past this 188 level, then we're not concerned. But as you can see, it is passing that level. So we are a little bit concerned, right? So that means this play is not done running up, which is why it's always good to analyze the market in current state before placing your trade, right? Before we even hopped on this video, we said, hey, we're gonna play a short. But when we saw what it was doing, we got our information from CryptoBoi, we changed our perspective, and now we can see this pumping all the way up to almost $1.95. Now, right now, we're going to wait another 15 minutes. It is now 11:45, so we're gonna wait 15 minutes to see how this bar reacts and see if we can get in at a good price. We're also going to look at TradingView. TradingView actually gave us a buy signal, right? So now that it passed that 180, let's go back to CryptoBoi and see what it has to say. Conservative target above the recent high was the previous entry for the coming week, but we saw the movement happening right then. So when you're looking at the CryptoBoi prediction, also look at what the current market is doing, right? So if you see a signal for a buy and that signal looks bullish, right, I would look at the target for the high, right? So it's going to give you that full, the low to high entries based on where the current price is at. this would be a pretty decent entry, very high, but based on what we think it could do, if we think that it could go up to that 210 range or 201 even, right, this might be that time. But when we look at the RSI, we know that it is somewhat high. So we want to be cautious regardless of what we do. This looks like very strong, but it's really high right now, right? Do we want to buy this high, or would we just rather play it when it starts to come down, right? So catching the top is something that you don't want to try and do. It can be very hard, but once you see the trend of the downward movement, especially in the hard RSI, right? Once we see these, right, start to see them come down, that's our best entry point as far as going to the downside or creating a short position. And possibly could make money on both sides of this play. So we've already made money on the upside, made $77 in a very short time frame. Now let's look and see if we want to continue with the up or just wait for the reversal to happen. And when the reversal happens, it can happen very fast. So that's probably another thing that you should think about before entering into your trade. These reverses can happen very fast. So make sure your stop losses are in tight and you're at a level that you want to get in at. So if the candlestick reaches closer to here, we definitely will get in. We even right here is pretty good, right? We saw that looks like the buyers are just beating this level. It's getting the sellers are trying, right? But the buyers are ultimately winning. It hasn't really returned down to here yet. We currently have about 10 minutes before the next bar prints. So typically I like to get in first 5 minutes of a bar or last 2 minutes of a bar. It's just my personal preference. So we could technically get in right about now, or wait until the last 2 minutes. We're going to try this again with a little bit higher leverage. We're going to keep our stop loss a little bit tighter. So we're going to open our long now. Well, that didn't work out in our favor. It's all good, right? We still have the gains that we have. We will look at another entry, right? And again, we did increase our risk, so we're looking for short, quick gains. So that was also a factor in that stop loss. And let's see what CryptoBoi said. So entry point at 185, exit point 190. Currently is at 187, so we weren't bad at entering that. Entry point 180, exit point 193, entry point 170, 195. So with that being said, right, that gives me higher conviction to kind of enter into here. So we're going to enter in now and look for a 190 exit. Currently at 189. It'll be reaching 190 shortly, hopefully. But we moved our stop loss, our take profit up to 192. I just see it having a little more strength, but we'll see. One 1891 is giving it a lot of trouble, so we may close out early. It's almost at that 190, right? So we should be seeing some more profits. Let's see. Yep. And just like that, we profited off of that play, an extra $206. Now, this is how I use CryptoBoi. Helps me with my strategizing, my planning, and we still haven't even made the move that we actually want to make yet. But we can't predict the market, so we have to go with the flow. Even though we think it may go down or we think it may go up, we have to look at the signals to tell us what is and what isn't. thank you all for tuning in. For more trading questions or want to know more about how we look at the market on a daily basis, feel free to reach out to us in our Discord. If you have any other questions, we're here to help you, right? We're community-based education, application, and transformation. Now let's eat. Peace.